Molecules have little faces in my mind. Um,
Good morning, everybody. We're super excited. We're going to go over a bunch of questions that are commonly asked by my clients and then just kind of talk about our prep experience. I am currently 1 week out. She's currently 3 weeks out. And so it's been super fun. I met her like mid-wellness journey and we have just become good friends since, so.
Heather, I'm super fucking stoked for this, Katie. I don't know what to expect, guys, but I'm 3 weeks out. Energy is fucking low, but I have a really good feeling about this, so.
You know, what I always say about getting burned though, that shit is literally the reason that I'm where I'm at right now. If I wasn't burned hard.
how were you burned?
I was burned by a guy, dude.
Tell me everything.
I was burned so hard by a guy. Like, I broke up with my long-term, like, high school sweetheart boyfriend that I thought for forever I was gonna marry. I was with him for 5.5 years, up until the third year of college. So when I was like literally 15 to 21. So I guess it was like longer. And I finally like had the courage to break up with him. The next guy that I met, I was like head over fucking heels for. Like, took me on a fucking whirlwind adventure in Costa Rica. Like, yeah, like I lived the fucking life. I was like literally just fucking like travel. Like, my Sagittarius moon was thriving. It was thriving. And then he was cheating on me the whole time. Yeah.
It's always the ones who fly you out.
I know. It's always the ones who fly you out, dead ass. And I totally fucking made peace with it because like it was literally such a quick stint, but like it burned so hard in that moment.
Getting cheated on is the worst thing ever. It's so demoralizing.
I went from like the lowest low to the highest high to like the fucking deepest low possible.
How'd you come out of that?
My best friend from college told me that shit happens for you, not to you, and
I live by
I
that.
live by that now. And I was like, damn straight.
No matter what.
I'm like, I'm gonna eat that shit up, and I straight up do. Like, everything that happens to me now, I take it like that. Like, I love it.
Even if it's literally the absolute worst, I'm like, I know something great will come from this. I was just telling my friend this morning because I was so brokenhearted when my ribs started dislocating. I had to quit powerlifting because I love it. But like, I wouldn't have been able to scale my coaching the way that I have if I didn't like lose a bunch of weight and like show people that I could if I wanted to, and like get into bodybuilding. And now I can do my dream job as I like get out of the military. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay, that's such a small example, but like when I was playing soccer in high school, I broke both my wrists, and so that's literally how I got into lifting.
Yeah.
Is because I broke both wrists and I couldn't run because my cast was like up to here. And that's how I got into lifting to begin with, and it like, look what it created, my whole life. From Instagram are weird as fuck. Okay, so the questions that we have, number one, please help fat loss. Don't apply for coaching, brother. Like, I don't know. How do you know which macros to use for me? Okay, so it depends on your goal, number one. If your goal is to cut, I divide that into high, medium, low days. I'll have your high day be roughly TDEE, which is total daily energy expenditure. And then medium day, so like high carb day, you're gonna have obviously high carbs, really low fats. Medium day, your fats are gonna increase, your carbs are gonna decrease a little bit, and there's gonna be a teeny bit of cardio. Low day, you're gonna have your lowest amount of carbs, your highest amount of fat, and the most cardio. And the purpose for that is so that we are minimizing insulin spikes on your low day specifically and really getting into your fat storage. You're in the highest deficit on your low day. And like the high day is great for glycogen replenishment and also just recovery. And that makes it like way less miserable too when you're losing weight, to do it kind of segmented and not like daily deficit. Every single day you feel like shit. Every single day you want to die. It's just like, okay, I feel like shit for 3 days in a row, and then, oh my God, I got a high day. Like, I feel good again. I feel replenished. I feel great in the gym, and that allows for people to diet for way longer, minimizing diet fatigue. Okay, difference between weight loss and fat loss.
Yes, I mean, this can be a fucking hour podcast in itself, to be honest. I mean, most of the time you're doing something fucking wrong. Like, either that's you're not tracking your food and you're just eating healthy. You are tracking your food for like 5 days a week, and then on the weekdays you're doing absolutely fucking whatever you want.
Tracking your protein.
You're only tracking your protein.
Goals.
You're overdoing cardio. That's the only thing that you're doing. And then every once in a while, it can be from like if you've been just serial fucking dieting for like a long time, but like that's a rare occasion.
But like at the same time, if you're recomping too, like if your goal is to get toned and you're putting on muscle mass and you're losing fat, like I have stayed the same weight throughout my whole prep. I have weighed 165 until peak week, and now I'm 162. I lost 3 pounds and I look so different. I look so different. And so like when clients are like, I'm not losing weight, I'm like, why the fuck are you using gravity to measure your progress? Yeah.
I very rarely, my clients will test this, I never ask for weights. I ask for their initial weights just to kind of see where they're at and get a good grip on their stats. And every once in a while, if I'm like super, like really want to make sure that this client is doing what I want her to do and checking the right direction, then I'll ask for a weight. But most of the time, especially for women, it gives them fucking anxiety. I'm like, dude, if you told me that right now I weighed 144 this morning, 5'7", that technically puts my BMI like at the fucking higher level.
You're literally obese.
I'm literally obese, man.
So fucking obese,
I'm so fat, man. But that's what I'm saying. Like so many people, I don't give a fuck about the scale, and so many people stress about that. And there's fat loss and there's weight loss. And honey, like if you're doing it the right way, you should, like unless you have a lot of fat to lose.
People who are like come and they're very obese, like you will be losing weight because like unless you put on enough muscle to be in the NFL, like we're not gonna make up that. We're not gonna do that. So you're gonna lose weight. Yeah, but like most of my clients who come to me like look very medium sized and they're like, I want to cut fat and I want to build my glutes. And then they're like, I'm not losing weight. I'm like, where do you think the muscle that's on your ass right now? Like what do you think that weighs? Right. You think that's just for free?
And like too, when you're recomping, shit takes time. So they're like, they try for like a month and they're like, why am I not 20 pounds of fat lighter? And I'm like, because that's gonna take you like a year. Yeah. Like if you are recomping.
Like I just want to try it for a month. I'm like, we're not a good fit.
Someone asked me that yesterday and I was like, no, you're
try
not
it. Try it. Like you just want to try to achieve your goals, kind of.
Yeah. Two biggest things that I see though when people are really like dialed in, and it's again very fucking rare that this actually is the case, like so rare for anyone that's watching this. It's when they have chronic stress levels and all they are is stressed, and then sometimes birth control pills.
Birth control will fuck you up.
Yeah. So
will ruin your life.
Yeah, and that's like if you're fucked hormonally, like your body's gonna be fucked. So those are the two things that I really see, and that's about it.
Two clients out of thousands of people I've coached like over the past 8 years, and 2 had issues with birth control and hormones, and like we just got them because they weren't making any progress. 6 months, like after 6 months, we did like everything I could think of, and I was like, you need to go get your shit checked, and then they were fucked up. So I was like, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but I love.
And then I've had a second client with stress.
So many people love to blame it on their hormones, and I'm really like, it's like you're not in a caloric deficit though. No. You're not in a deficit. Like, are you measuring your peanut butter? Are you measuring your fucking peanut butter?
Measuring all the fucking, salt, or not fucking salts, all the oils that you're using to cook with.
Oils, like, yeah, that shit will fuck you up.
And I'm not saying don't use it. I'm just saying be fucking mindful of it, right? Like, don't be putting, like, hella butter on your pan just because you don't want your eggs to stick. Like, a little bit of fucking olive oil, take a fucking spoon and push it around. Like, that shit adds up so fast.
On prep, I have been microwaving my shit in a bowl because I can use 0 fats. You don't even have to line it. But I have this olive oil sprayer that saves me. It's only 3 grams every spray. It's awesome. Very, very it's fucking sick. Why can't I add more exercises in with your programming? Because then I don't know. Like, okay, so I have clients who all the time they're like, oh, can I just add these exercises and stuff like that? And if we talk about it first and then we're like both on the same page, hell yeah, we can add some exercises. But like, if you're just doing random extra shit,
and you don't know about it,
then I don't know about it. Your fatigue is going to be different. Like your soreness is going to be different. Like every single program is written out very specifically, very intentionally with recovery in mind. So like, how the fuck am I supposed to keep track of that?
It's like you're coaching yourself, and it's like, therefore you're messing something up on my end. I can't help you if you're coaching yourself, if you're adding stuff in there. I'm not gonna see how your body responds. So I'm gonna say, oh, this person's body is or is not responding to what I have. So let's not change it. And then they're like, well, I've been adding this shit. I'm like, well, that would have been good to know because I could have fucking, done something for you, changed it up the way I needed to.
I'm not progressing on squats. I'm progressing on squats. I'm trying all these things. Like, oh yeah, well, I've been running 3 miles a day in the morning. I'm like,
yeah. Like, that's good to know. I would have probably upped your fucking food.
What the fuck?
Like, what do you mean? Like, so when are you recovering? Yeah. That, like, we have you squatting 3 times a week. Why do people say you can't get toned? Because toned is fucking fake. Toned is more muscular, less fucking fat. Toned is a fake fucking word. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
And it's very subjective.
It's like, what does that even fucking mean?
Yeah, like my best friend Jenna, her definition of tone is like a really small, skinny person. My definition of tone is like literally peak week. You know, so
I was literally fat until peak week.
yeah, so it's so fucking subjective. But at the end of the day, it's literally just lower your fucking body fat, have enough fucking muscle mass to the point where you're
the shape that you want.
You're the shape that you want. Yeah,
Can you talk about GLUT4 and nutrient timing? Are you familiar with GLUT4?
a little bit.
Okay, I literally love GLUT4, and that's the reason I didn't get fucking fat in college eating a pint of ice cream a day. Glucose transporter 4 is like the best thing ever. When you exercise, basically imagine your muscle cells, like the floodgates that open, and all of your nutrients get shuttled in there after you work out. So like if you want to eat like shit right after your workout, because then those nutrients will be used to refuel your glycogen, replenish your glycogen storage, which will allow you to have better workouts the next day, and it won't be stored as fats.
Women are actually more sensitive after their workouts than men are. For that reason, for the GLUT4. For the GLUT4, I just listened to a podcast on it.
Oh my god, wait, which
The Huberman
podcast?
podcast.
I fucking love
I know, so good.
How often do you eat out?
I eat out when I'm not on prep, like twice a week.
Yeah, I eat out whenever the fuck I want.
Yeah,
just
whenever I want.
Just because like you can always eat healthy when you eat out.
Yeah,
You just have to know what to eat.
Yeah. And I think that's, you know, like
Just
you
choose
don't have to like eat out and like literally go get fried chicken.
I was just thinking that, like, get a Pokeball.
Get a Pokeball. I get Pokeballs every week when, like, that's always one of my meals that I have when I eat out. And it's, like, literally feels fucking fantastic. I feel amazing.
Okay, we gotta stop talking about food. How do you handle poor body image days? Genuinely, I don't put any stock into my body. Like, I literally think that I'm just, like, who I am on the inside. And that's where I place all of my value is, like, who I am character-wise, like, how well I commit to my values and how much I help the world. So like poor body image days just don't really exist for me because I don't really give a fuck. Like what you look like is the least important thing about you. And there are times where I was like, oh, like I wish I looked like this a little bit more because I do have a show, so I need to look a certain way. But at the end of the day, like I actually really don't give a fuck at all, which is like another reason why I'll probably never do bodybuilding as a sport because I genuinely do not care.
Yeah. Well, you don't get your worth from the way that you look.
0%.
Yeah.
0%.
And like I still have bad body image days. You know, I feel like you're on a fucking higher level with that. I think I'm on a great level with my body. But when I do have those bad body image days, I'm just like, yes, a bad body image. I'm just fucking keep moving. Like that's, you just have to be nonchalant with it. Like you can't just like fucking dwell in it and be like, oh, poor me, and just be like, oh, I'm fat. Like just be like, oh, I'm not feeling myself today. Whatever, and just fucking move on. Like it's that simple. If you treat yourself like that, trust me, like you're gonna all of a sudden your body image days are gonna become less and less, and they're gonna become a lot less overwhelming too. And you're just gonna be like waking up like, oh yeah, a little bloated, whatever. I'm just keep fucking moving on.
And I feel like when you
give it attention, you give the bad energy attention, it's gonna fucking keep manifesting.
Yeah. If every single day you do your absolute best and you do what you should do to achieve your goals, right? If you want to lose weight and every single day you're going to the gym and you're eating healthy and you did the best that you could that day, like what more can you ask of yourself? Like how can you hate yourself?
Yeah. I also tell my clients, I'm like, every time you're having a bad body image days, tell yourself like one or two things that you love about yourself. And just constantly do it. And because like fucking B-Mark says, like tell yourself a lie, eventually it becomes true. And it's so fucking true. Like you talked yourself into like these bad body image days. You talk yourself out of it.
Fucking facts.
If I can't make it to the gym a certain day, what should I do? / how should I adjust my training schedule? Just switch around your training schedule and do it later. Yeah. Period.
I'm having trouble with glute activation cues, exercises to find my glutes.
To find your glutes, oh, definitely warm up with like bridges, and then make sure that your pelvis is shifted forward, like so that you have a neutral pelvis. If you have anterior pelvic tilt, aka you stand like a fucking thought all the time, then you will not be able to engage your glutes. Make sure that your big toe is on the floor, kind of like grab it like this. Your feet are flat on the floor, whatever you're doing, that should help.
That's why people get RDL so wrong, because they fucking mess up the hinge with sticking my ass out. Yep. It's like, no, your spine should be 100% fucking neutral. Yes. You hinge doesn't mean you literally like anterior tilt and arch your back. You lose all of your fucking connection doing that.
What is training to failure? What is training to failure? What is training to failure? Training to failure. It's training to failure. It's training until you can no longer...
Can't do it. You just can't do it.
Like, and a lot of people think that their failure is like... their failure, but it's fucking not there. Like you literally can't train to failure unless you're with someone else.
Unless you're with somebody else,
Yeah,
right?
and
If
so-
you're solo, I always say 1 to 2 reps within failure. If you're there, you're gonna be fucking golden. And ideally, like you would have someone with you, and like you're getting your fucking shoulders up, and you can't do it, and they have to literally lift you up. You can't finish the rep. What is creatine and why do I need to take it? Creatine is just it's literally a natural compound that we have in our body. We get it from fucking red meat. You just want to do it exogenously because then you're going to get a fucking shit ton. It's literally energy. So it's just fucking adenosine triphosphate, which is literally our cells' energy. So when you're adding more creatine, you're going to be able to basically literally have more energy in your fucking lifts. You're going to be able to lift harder, get stronger, get more gains a lot quicker. No, it's not going to put on a fucking like shit ton of water weight. If you're getting bloated, lower the dosage and make sure that you're drinking enough water.
Yeah, creatine hydrolyzes a phosphate, which basically allows your muscles to have extra phosphates, which turns adenosine diphosphate, which is the byproduct of like the energy breakdown process. And it turns it back into ATP, so quick energy in your cells. I imagine like a creatine, a little phosphate riding on its back and like swimming through my blood and then getting in here and then they're just all mixing around like molecules have little faces in my mind. Do I avoid screen time at night to adhere to an early bedtime? Genuinely, I don't. Should I? Yeah, but I have PTSD, so I actually like consistently play TV before I go to sleep so that I do not have that window between laying down to go to bed and actually being asleep where I like think about the worst things that's ever happened to me. So
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. See, that's just one area where I just lack because I'm just like another fucking degen that's addicted to her screen. I've been better, but it's like 5 minutes if I go, you know.
Okay, last one. How do I get my fats down? I feel like they're always so high. Plan ahead. Eat like low fatted foods. People don't understand that like different sources of protein will have different fat levels. So like on your low fat days, you should not be eating salmon, like steak, lamb, whatever the fuck else. Yeah, chicken thighs. Don't be eating that. On your low fat days, opt for like egg whites, chicken, ground turkey, what else? Tuna. Ahi is like king.
Any fish except salmon.
White fish, shrimp fucks. I love shrimp. Shrimp. Well, this is fucking always fun hanging out with you.
Fun.
Literally,
This is my first podcast, so we'll see how it turns out. But
it's gonna be amazing.
I think it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. And fun fact, I'm actually flying out to her show in 3 weeks. So we will be doing a video in Vegas, which is super fucking sick. And you'll get to see her lean bean shredded, and you'll get to see me lean bean shredded next week.
Yeah, let's fucking go.
I can't wait, and tan, and probably look crazy like a drag queen or some shit.
excited.
The makeup, their makeup's crazy.
Say that I'm crazy.
When they got exposed, bro, I'd probably go to jail now, to be honest. Like,
It's peak week, motherfuckers. This is gonna be one of my last leg days ever. No, just kidding. Just for this week, I'm going 65%, so it might be a little boring, but just trying to get a good glute pump so that I can have a fat ass on show day. My abs are abbing today. I'm very hype about it. I can finally see the middle ones. The bottom ones are still a little bit hiding, but I'm like hoping that's water. I don't know. We'll fucking see. We'll fucking see on show day, I guess. And the fact that I only have 2 more meals today. It also doesn't help that I did not sleep last night, like at all. I like am really trying hard not to cry. I just want to cry right now. Look at this. Do you see how it ripples funny? That's weird to me. You see that one? It looks like 2. I do not want to be here. I fucking hate you so much. Okay, so to warm up, I'm just hitting these outer glutes. My primary focus for today is like upper glute. It's really been a salaka-lackin'. So gonna do a lot of that. I'm only supposed to go 65% today, which like what the fuck does that even mean? Because every time I come in, I try to kill myself. So I'm like, how do you half kill yourself? I don't know. Just gonna medium kill myself, I guess.
noticing my stomach and I was like, wow, why do I not have defined abs? This is literally the leanest I'll ever be, and I just don't have this, like I have this, and it's just like, this is why you cannot place your self-importance on your fucking body, because if you don't think you're lean 7 days out of a bodybuilding show, like, you're never gonna think you're skinny, and it's just proof that it's all in your fucking head. Okay, something huge I learned when I started bodybuilding was to make sure that this clip is actually not all the way cinched on your hips, because I just could not fucking nail hip thrusts for probably the first 2 months that I was trying to do them. I've never done them, because why would I? I'm a fucking power lifter, or I was. And it makes it so much easier to allow your glutes to fully lock out at the top if you leave a little bit of space. And if you don't leave that space, then when you squeeze your butt, it won't be able to fully squeeze, and you won't be able to fully lock out and get that upper glute. So hard to get a pump right now, like I literally feel nothing, but that's fine. Because my shoulders are capped, baby. That actually looks crazy. I really love how small my head looks right now relative to regular. Like, I don't know if I'll be able to. I like the prep face, I think it looks cute. Probably because I usually have like such full cheeks, like, working out and to not even get a pump is dumb. It's not my fault I was born with a noggin. Feels like every muscle is just tearing right now. My stomach hurts so fucking bad right now, it's so empty. Do you see I was about to pass out and I just suffered in silence? This feels really high up right now. I don't love it. Okay, well now I get to spend the next 30 minutes of my life on the fucking stairs. Can't wait. I'm actually very grateful it's only 30, but it's okay. I've been watching Game of Thrones, honestly. But anyways, I really appreciate you tuning in. It's been super. It's not been that fun on this end, but I hope you are having a good time. And take care.